She thought I was just an intern. She was very, very wrong. From the moment I stepped into the office as an intern, I knew Vanessa, my department manager, was going to be a problem. She was the type of woman who thrived on power trips, treating anyone below her as disposable. I kept my head down, worked hard, and tried to ignore the condescending tone she used when she spoke to me, but it was impossible. She rolled her eyes when I asked questions, snapped at me over minor mistakes, and constantly reminded me that I was lucky to even be in the building. She would tell me, interns should know their place, then have me clean up after her. One time I politely suggested a different approach to a project and she responded by saying, "You're here to learn, not to think. Not that you have much of a brain to begin with." It wasn't just about me being an intern. Vanessa hated young, ambitious women. She saw them as threats, obstacles to her own advancement. She made sure I understood that I would never get ahead under her watch. I bit my tongue, reminding myself why I was here. My father was the CEO, and had sent me to work as an intern under a fake name, wanting me to experience the company from the ground up. He wanted me to see how employees were treated when they weren't at the top. And thanks to Vanessa, I was getting the full experience. Then it got worse. She started spreading rumors, claiming I was incompetent, lazy, and only got the position through sleeping with someone higher up. I overheard her telling another manager that I was the worst intern we've ever had and that I'd be lucky to last a month. When I stayed late to finish work, she'd accuse me of being slow. When I finished early, she'd say I rushed and did a terrible job. No matter what I did, it was wrong in her eyes. But the final straw came during a big client presentation. I had spent weeks researching and preparing materials, only for Vanessa to take credit for my work. She didn't acknowledge a single thing I had contributed. Worse, she used the opportunity to humiliate me, making snide remarks about my rookie mistakes in front of the senior executives. She said, "Honestly, I'm surprised she even made it through the hiring process." She laughed. "If it were up to me, she'd be out of here by now." Silence fell over the room. I saw some of the executives shift uncomfortably, glancing at each other. Then my father, sitting quietly at the end of the table, cleared his throat and leaned forward. "Vanessa," he said, his voice calm but firm, "it might interest you to know that she did, in fact, make it through the hiring process, without any special treatment. She earned her spot here just like everyone else, because she's smart, hardworking, and, as it turns out, my daughter." The blood drained from Vanessa's face, her smirk vanished, the air in the room grew unbearably tense as realization dawned on her. She looked at me in horror. My father said, "I recognize my daughter's work anywhere, and this presentation has her written all over it. I wonder how many other employees you've stolen from." He let his words sink in before adding, "We'll discuss your future with the company after this meeting." The rest of the presentation continued without Vanessa saying another word. She sat frozen, her face pale, barely able to look at me. When the meeting ended, she scrambled to apologize, stammering out excuses about how she never meant anything by it and that it was all just tough love. I didn't respond. I simply gathered my things and walked past her, enjoying the way she shrank under the weight of her own humiliation. By the end of the day, Vanessa had been fired. My dad's experiment was ruined, of course, so he sent me back to college to finish my master's. Thankfully, I had learned a few valuable lessons, including the kind of leader I never wanted to be.